Jogja, when I first come to Jogja, I see a very different culture from where I come from. Jogjanese people so delicate and humble, and yeah, it's very different with the cultural things. Like they are so tender, and yeah, when I came first to Jogja, that every people that I did always say matur nuhun and yeah, something like that, something very tender and friendly, and I just like Jogja, and I'm in love with Jogja.
I liked going to the temple the most because it's something that had a lot of historical value, and it's something that pertains specifically to Indonesia that we wouldn't be able to experience anywhere else. I think Indonesia is interesting because I think it's a very progressive Muslim country, but it's also very socially conservative, which is something that I was expecting and not expecting at the same time.
So I was actually taken back by the Indonesian culture because it's just so unique, and I was telling them the other day, like, it just, in such a pluralistic and diverse nation, the culture is really what brings everyone together, and just with like the batik and even the food and everything. So I've really grown appreciation for your culture, because America doesn't, it's not as intricate, I guess. It's not as traditional, and I think that's something that I kind of envy from you.
First, I find it very hard to mingle with the others because we have a very different cultures, and moreover, especially our jokes are very different. So when Indonesian jokes about this, it's very hard for them to think about our jokes. As for example, when Kak Gita told about a joke, and then all the Americans needed a very hard time to think about it again and again. So yeah, I think at first it's very hard, but then as the time passed by, as we share together, we have this kind of togetherness.
Basically, I like the whole program. I like it since we started in UI. I even like the lecturing sessions. Honestly, I didn't find it boring because I get a lot of information through lecturing sessions. But of course, I also like the field trip parts, and I guess my favorite topic, well, all of the topics are my favorite, but I like it the best when we talk about the religiosity in Indonesia, especially when we talked about the differences between the Nahdlatul Ulama and also Muhammadiyah, when we went to the monastery and learning about Buddhism, and when we went to the Church of Ganjuran and learned about how this Catholicism and Ganjuran Church also adopting cultures. So basically, that is.
I think what I really dislike in Indonesia are the wet toilets. It just makes me feel really uncomfortable, and I feel like I always have to get my feet wet, and I personally just dislike getting my feet wet.
Whatever, like, okay. Here's an example. When I first came in here, there was a cockroach on my toilet, and I screamed, and I was like, ah, why is this in here? And then last night, I walked to the bathroom, and there was a cockroach on our sink, and I just left the bathroom, and I was like, okay, I'm not dealing with that. So I have started to be able to deal with it pretty well.
mati maremes sampeyan sumbering ugi bunga menawi mboten pitados kula aturi minggat sedaya ingkang teriki saged tumindak nekat pun Mas bisa aten-atene bablas menapa milih babak bundas kok jenengan kendel.
This program changes my perspective because prior to this program I really did not know much about Indonesia, but coming here has allowed me to see how diverse it really is in terms of religion and ethnic backgrounds. So this program has really opened my eyes to those kinds of things, as well as very simple differences that each culture has. So in this way, I'm very happy about the program.
Now, after this program, I see things differently, and I think that even though we don't like to involve in a political practices, but we have to understand the situation around us, because if we keep closing eyes and ears and not want to hear anything, it will be bad for us, because maybe unknowingly, unconsciously, people will use us to reach their goals, and we don't even know that, so it's bad.
I think when we went to the Merapi village on that mountain, I was really impressed with the spirit of the people there. They really came out of that tragedy with a really great attitude, and I feel like to have that kind of faith and tenacity to keep going is really something to be proud of. I would say to just keep continuing to be tolerant of other people and their differences and their beliefs, and to always be open to new ideas and listen to what everyone has to say and not just the majority.
In this program, I find a new family. We all laugh together and share experience together, hang out together. So this USIP program, the second year, the committees, even in Jakarta's committees and Jogja's committees, they are all very friendly and very helpful and arranging everything. So USIP has become my second family.
I want to say thank you for the hospitality. I want to say we have been questioned, and we have received answers to questions. We've had a good interaction with people at Gajah, and it's been a truly, I think, enlightening experience for all of us. So I hope the partnership between our two countries and between Gajah and Lehigh University continues. I think that could be a very fruitful relationship in the future, and I hope something comes of that. So we'll have to hope that our higher-ups, people higher than faculty, make those kinds of relationships possible.